นะคะในวันนี้กองส่งเสริมวิชาการนะคะก็ได้จัดโครงการอบรมเชิงปฏิบัติการเกี่ยวกับการเขียนบุ๊กแชปเตอร์นะคะสำหรับเนื้อหาในวันนี้นะคะก็จะเป็นการให้ความรู้และก็แนวทางในการเขียนบุ๊กแชปเตอร์นะคะจากวิทยากรของเราก็คือรองศาสตราจารย์ดร.มาลินีศรีอริยานันท์นะคะผู้ช่วยอธิการบดีฝ่ายพัฒนามหาวิทยาลัยสู่สากลแล้วก็กิจการพิเศษนะคะแล้วก็เรายังได้รับเกียรติจากผู้เชี่ยวชาญชาวต่างประเทศนะคะอีก2ท่านที่จะมาให้คำแนะนำเกี่ยวกับการเขียนบุ๊กแชปเตอร์ของกับเราในวันนี้อีกด้วยนะคะหากท่านอาจารย์ท่านใดนะคะมีข้อสงสัยซักถามสามารถสอบถามในช่วงท้ายเดี๋ยวเราจะมีช่วง Q&A ให้นะคะแล้วก็รบกวนอาจารย์ทุกท่านอย่าลืมเช็คอินผ่าน QR code นะคะแล้วก็เอกสารก็อยู่ใน QR code ที่เราแจกไปให้แล้วนะคะหากท่านใดอยากชมย้อนหลังนะคะก็สามารถชมได้ทาง YouTube ของกองส่งเสริมในสแกน QR code ที่เราแจกให้นะคะก็เดี๋ยวขอเข้าช่วงพิธีเปิดเลยละกันนะคะก็เรียนท่านผู้ช่วยอธิการบดีวิทยากรแล้วก็ผู้เข้าร่วมอบรมทุกท่านนะคะในวันนี้นะคะในนามของกองส่งเสริมนะคะก็ขอต้อนรับทุกท่านเข้าสู่โครงการบรรยายและฝึกปฏิบัติการเขียนบุ๊กแชปเตอร์นะคะโดยโครงการดังกล่าวในวันนี้นะคะมีวัตถุประสงค์เพื่อเสริมสร้างความรู้ความเข้าใจแล้วก็ทักษะที่จำเป็นในการทำบุ๊กแชปเตอร์นะคะให้มีคุณภาพแล้วก็สามารถนำไปเผยแพร่ผลงานทางวิชาการนะคะในระดับชาติแล้วก็นานาชาติอีกด้วยนะคะซึ่งถือเป็นอีกหนึ่งแนวทางสำคัญในการยกระดับผลงานของคณาจารย์นะคะให้เป็นที่ยอมรับในแวดวงวิชาการนะคะในโอกาสนี้ก็ขอเรียนเชิญผู้ช่วยศาสตราจารย์ขออภัยค่ะรองศาสตราจารย์ดร.มารินีศรีอริยานันท์นะคะรองอธิการบดีให้เกียรติกล่าวเปิดโครงการขอเรียนเชิญค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ so thank you for the speaker today and ขอบคุณท่านอาจารย์ทุกท่านนะคะที่มาร่วมโครงการบรรยายและฝึกปฏิบัติการเขียนบุ๊กแชปเตอร์ของมหาลัยพระจอมเกล้าพระนครเหนือนะคะในวันนี้โดยกองส่งเสริมวิชาการนะคะก็การเขียนบุ๊กแชปเตอร์เนี่ยเป็นหนึ่งในหรือการเขียนบุ๊กนะคะเป็นหนึ่งในตัวผลงานที่เราจะต้องทำการเตรียมเพื่อการเข้าสู่ตำแหน่งทางวิชาการนะคะและยังเป็นการสร้างความภาคภูมิใจแล้วก็ความเป็นอาจารย์ที่มีการนำงานวิจัยมาใช้ในการตีพิมพ์เป็นหนังสือนะคะแล้วก็พัฒนาอาชีพสายวิชาการของพวกเรานะคะแล้วก็เป็นหนึ่งในแรงขับเคลื่อนในการที่จะเป็นเป้าหมายในการทำพันธกิจของมหาลัยให้มีความโดดเด่นทางด้านงานวิจัยแล้วก็การเรียนการสอนนะคะเพราะว่าบุ๊กที่เราผลิตขึ้นเนี่ยก็จะนำไปใช้ในการเรียนการสอนได้นะคะดังนั้นนะคะดิฉันหวังว่าท่านผู้เข้าร่วมโครงการในวันนี้ทุกท่านนะคะจะได้รับคำแนะนำโดยตรงโดยจากผู้เชี่ยวชาญที่มีผลงานทางด้านการทำบุ๊กแล้วก็บุ๊กแชปเตอร์ในสำนักพิมพ์ international ทั่วโลกนะคะมาแชร์ประสบการณ์แล้วก็เทคนิคในการเตรียมตัวบุ๊กแชปเตอร์หรือว่าบุ๊กให้ทุกท่านได้ทราบในวันนี้นะคะแล้วก็ถ้าหลังจากเสร็จสิ้นกิจกรรมในวันนี้นะคะถ้าท่านผู้เข้าฟังอยากจะสอบถามข้อมูลหรือว่าอยากจะเริ่มลองทำบุ๊กแชปเตอร์ก็สามารถติดต่อได้ที่กองส่งเสริมวิชาการได้โดยตรงแล้วก็จะได้มีให้ท่านผู้เชี่ยวชาญเนี่ยช่วยแนะนำเป็น hand on experience ได้เลยนะคะก็สุดท้ายนี้นะคะดิฉันก็ขอขอบคุณท่านวิทยากรแล้วก็ท่านผู้เข้าร่วมโครงการทุกท่านนะคะที่เข้าร่วมโครงการในวันนี้นะคะขอให้โครงการนี้ดำเนินการไปได้ด้วยดีแล้วก็ทุกท่านได้รับความรู้และประสบการณ์ไปในวันนี้ค่ะขอบคุณค่ะสวัสดีค่ะไม่รอดปะเริ่มเลยนะโอเคokay so would you please come to take the photo with us because we need it for reimbursement All right right, so today I will just be your MC, okay? So maybe Satish and Manoj, you, if you're ready, you can start. What about maybe you can start from introduction a little bit for yourself to our audience.
Good morning, one and all. I myself, Dr. Satish Kumar Palaniappan. Currently, I'm working here as a research scientist. I have completed my postdoc in KM UTNB, and I have joined as a research scientist last 2 years back. And as of now, currently, I have almost 12 to 15 books in my name, and I'm currently completed one complete authored book, and also we are working on one handbook also, and proceedings and lecture notes, and we have almost 4 proceedings book from the last 2 years, and I have almost more than 50 book chapters as of now in my career. So I'm here just to give you the overview of how to start the book chapters, how to accept the book chapters, how to draft the proposal for the book, how to edit the book, how to author the book, and how to get it published, and what are the benefits and what are the other advantages we get of editing a book and editing or authored a book. And here my co-presenter is Dr. Manoj Kumar Singh. I'll just hand over the things to him.
Good morning all. My name is Dr. Manoj Kumar Singh. I'm working as research scientist under AID department, and I have done my postdoc from University of Guelph, Canada. After that, I joined here as a research scientist. I have edited one book and edited 5 book chapters. Today, I will discuss more about plague and how to avoid uses of AI. If you are using, then how to rephrase so that it should not come under AI, and about copyright things I will discuss today. Thank you all.
Okay, just to start today's presentation, I'll just inform you briefly today initially, right? We will mostly present or show you the websites of all the publishers, for example, Springer, elsewhere, the publishers, like where are the templates, where is the proposal form, how to draft the proposal form, and what are the guidelines every publisher will have for writing the proposal or for writing the chapters. So most of the things we will go with every publisher's website, and how to submit the chapters. Some publishers is having a online portal for submitting chapters and books, and even many of the publishers still having the Microsoft Word file, MS file to submit the chapters or the complete book. So starting here, so these are the complete steps of publishing a book or the book chapters. First thing first is like we should choose a publisher, and we should select in which format we have to publish the book, because there are many publishers which they will publish only in e-copy, and there are many publishers which they will accept to publish in e-copy and hard copy also. So we should select a format.
Just quick question, sorry. Publisher here, can you give some example?
Yes, ma'am. I will show you the list of publishers, and with that list of publishers, I will go in depth about every publisher, like in which publisher is having what kind of format, how to draft the proposal for each publisher, and how to submit the proposal and manuscript for each publisher.
And the next question is, I think one of the question for the author is it all publisher index in Scopus?
Yes. Most of the books or the book chapters will get indexed in Scopus, and I will explain you those also. Every book or the book chapters will get also the citations even in the Scopus or even the Scopus or in the Google Scholar. So these are the advantages, like we will get of publishing a book or book chapters. We will get citations in Google Scholar and Scopus also. We will get the royalty based on the publishers and based on our demand. The percentage of the royalty will vary from publisher to publisher. We will get a lifetime royalty, like even the book is selling most, we will get a lifetime royalty for some books. Some publisher is having agreement or contract of paying a one-time royalty for your book. So that all depends on the agreement and contract copy which you are making with the publisher at the time of the proposal acceptance.
Royalty คือค่าตอบแทนลิขสิทธิ์ที่หนังสือขายได้เราก็จะได้เงินกลับมาค่ะ
Okay, so initially for choosing a publisher and the format, so we have to, as already ma'am asked, like we need to select a publisher whose chapters or the books will get indexed in Scopus. In the market, in the academic world, we have so many publishers which they will just publish and the book will also not get any sale, and those books will not get indexed in Scopus also. So once if you go with a reputed publisher, so your book will get a book or book chapter will get indexed in Scopus. So I will just show the publisher. So this is the like Springer, Elsewhere, Sage, Emerald, CRC, Wiley, IEEE. So these are the main publishers which most of the books, like all of their books or chapters will get indexed in Scopus, and they will publish in all the formats like e-format and hard copy format also. So once you selected your publisher and also the format of your publishing, first you should have your idea of what we are going to write in the chapter, or what kind of book we are going to edit. So for this, we have a different kind of books to edit. First I will talk completely about a textbook or edited book. Later I will go with the chapters, because chapters is quite easy compared to editing or authored book. So these are the different types of book. Like authored book is like the complete chapters, even though the 10 chapters or 15 chapters or 20 chapters in that particular subject area which you belongs to, those complete chapters will be written by a set of authors and co-authors. So those authors and co-authors are the editors and also the authors of those particular books. So compared to the edited book, authored book will have more value in the market and also for your career. So second is the edited book. Edited book is like the proposal for the edited book and authored books are similar, only the table of contents which contains the author name and co-author's name will differ. And the second part is the edited book. Edited book is like first you have to submit the proposal, and you should have a list of chapters which you want to get published in that edited book, and you need to also find out the contributors for those edited books later to that area and who are expertise in those areas. So once you get a contributor, like those contributors or contributors or the authors will write the chapters for you. And the first thing and another thing in the edited book is like every publisher will assign the first chapter of the book, which is the introduction of that particular area of the book, to be written by only the editors of the book. So the remaining chapters you can assign to the subject expertise of different authors and co-authors, and those contributors will write the chapter for you, and you have to edit the book and compile the book with all the technical revisions, formatting and those things, and you have to submit it to the publisher. That is the edited book. Textbook is only for the students and for the education purpose. So once you are familiar in one particular subject, you can write a textbook in that area, and that can also be published with any of these publishers. And the fourth one is a reference book. This is like encyclopedias or dictionaries of those particular areas. And compared to this four set of books, there are some other kind of books that we can publish. So once if we organize a conference or the workshop, it can be published in the form of proceedings. Or for example, if you are writing a paper and you presented in some conference, so some of the conferences will publish those as a chapters in the proceedings. So that will also count as a book chapter in your career. and also the thesis. You can convert your whole PhD thesis or master thesis, whatever it is, into a thesis book, and we should be more careful of publishing the thesis book, like the part of the content which you are going to publish in the thesis book should not publish already in the journal. So that will create more conflicts in the later stage. So while publishing a thesis book, you should be more careful of selecting the content of your thesis which you are going to publish. And fourth one is the lecture note. This is similar to the kind of proceedings, or the some of the universities or colleges will publish their class notes, lectures as a lecture note in the lecture notes with those publishers, and those lecture notes will also get a citations and the and based on the contract with the publisher, you will get royalty for those proceedings, thesis and lecture notes also. So normally these all kind of books are written by one author or a small group of co-authors, and it can be edited by a single editor or a multiple editor with different discipline. That doesn't matter. Okay. So once you develop your idea, like after selecting what kind of book you are going to edit now, whether you are going to edit a authored book or whether you are going to edit a edited book or textbook, whatever it is, once you selected the book, then you should have the idea. So after getting the particular topic or the idea for publishing the book, of your content of the book, then you should first do the Google search, like the Google books, to find out whether the similar area or the similar books have already been published or not. That is the first important thing we should do, because we had some experience a long back, right? Like we started a book, we communicated with the contributors, we got the chapters, and then when we came to know, like the content may not be similar, but the concept of the book will be similar with the already published book. In that case, the publisher also will not accept, and that will create more conflicts in the later stage. So once you develop your idea, first you should have a Google search of whether the similar content or the similar concept of the book is available already in the market or not. So this is the first thing, like this is the second thing you need to do after developing your idea. So once you develop your idea and you have done a Google search, like there is no such book available in the market, so now you can proceed to the drafting your proposal and submitting the proposal. So for drafting the proposal, so you have already chosen a publisher where you are going to submit and what kind of book. So most of the publishers will have a similar kind of proposal for all kinds of book, only the publisher it will vary. So once you select Springer, for example Springer, okay, so Springer will have the different proposal format. I will show you all the draft proposals and review comments, how to address those comments, how to submit the revised proposal, how to get the contract copy, what are the commitments we should get from the contract copy and deadlines and those things. So drafting the proposal was the thing. So for example, if it is a Springer, so Springer will have their own format of drafting the proposal. So this is the book proposal form for the Springer. Okay, ma'am. I think this is fine.
นี่ตัวอย่าง proposal สำหรับนำเสนอให้กับ publisher คือ Springer นะคะว่าเดี๋ยวเขาจะแสดงให้ดูว่าเราต้องกรอกข้อมูลอะไรบ้างค่ะ
Okay, before this I will just show you how to download those proposal forms. Just go to the Google search and just if you type the things, it will display, and where to submit, you will get all the ideas regarding that. Okay. First one. Okay, so once if you Google search like Springer book proposal form, like you will get the Springer book proposal form. Then you have to like fill the basic details of the corresponding author or the editor, and you can, and in some proposals you need to fill all the details and the short biography of the corresponding authors or all the editors and the co-editors. See, here you have the co-authors or the co-editors. So in this page, like, you need to fill the details of the co-editors of their book and the short biography of the editors and co-editors.
Can you give some example of biography? What information we should add in biography?
Yes, ma'am. I'll just show this from the elsewhere format. So let's see, this is like the elsewhere science and technology book. So first thing, like, you need to finalize your working title and the keywords of your book. That is more important for the publisher and also for us to get the books to sell or for the marketing purpose. And the third part is like author and editor information. So once you select the author's basic information, and also this is the biography, short biography of the editors, just a short biography of the editors, like where you have graduated and what is your achievements till now, and what is how many number of books or how many number of papers you have, anything like a short biography explaining about your academic career for all the co-editors, also editors and also the co-editors. Just you need to fill these details. So once you fill this, and some proposals will ask about the primary audience and secondary audience of your book. And before drafting this proposal, and once you develop your idea, you should think of what is the major need of this book, and who is the end user of this book, and how we can marketing of this book, and who are the contributors. So before drafting the proposal, once you develop the idea, like, you should have these things you should ask on yourself, like what is the need of this book and how this book will reach to the audience, and who is the end user of this book, and who are the contributors of this book. That all matters when the book will come for the production or when it comes to the market. So we should select the primary audience and secondary audience of the book, and the background and purpose of this book. What are the benefits?
For background and purpose of the book, is it like the main theme of the book? Can you share what kind of information we should put in the background and purpose of the book?
Okay. Normally you might have seen in so many books, like in the back cover you will have one paragraph or two paragraph of the short explanation of that book and who is the end user, like that. So in this background and purpose, like as I already told, look, what is the purpose, what is your purpose in writing this book, should be like you should have the background study, and what is the need for the new resource in the area, why we need this book.
For example, in this book proposal is about finite element
Yes.
analysis, right?
Yes.
From the background and purpose, in this paragraph you have the important keywords
Yes.
of the content of your books.
Yes,
right?
like if you see the mechanical fatigue and creep behavior, thermal behavior, vibrational testing methods, and the modeling techniques by using finite element analysis. So when I was doing a background study of this book before getting the proposal of this book, there was no such book available for the polymer composites for these studies as a compiled thing. There are so many research articles available in this work, but there is no compilation of these kind of studies in a single book which can explain through finite element method. So this was the background study which I have done before finalizing this proposal.
Yeah, and also the next paragraph, I think this is very important, right? To tell the publisher that our books never published before, something like that.
Not exactly. In sometimes, suppose if you got an idea, there are some other books which is related to finite element analysis of composites. But exactly our motto was to focus on finite element analysis of natural fiber reinforced composites. So sometimes the similar concept of the book available, but will be in different aspects. Like that book, in that way, we have to check the table of content of that book and the complete content of the book, what they have written. So they have mainly focused on only polymer composites. They have not mainly focused. There are few chapters, like 1 or 2 chapters, which was related to natural fiber, but not the complete book. So in that case, we can choose that area because that book was almost in 2012 or 14. So after that, there are many research happened in this particular area, which is mainly focused on natural fiber reinforced. So we can take that particular area as our subject.
So can I say, like, in this background section, should we indicate the selling point of our book to publisher?
No, not in this
Not
background.
yet.
We will have other sections, like they will have, every proposal will have, because they will use that for the marketing purpose. So they will ask all the details, like what is the exact novelty or uniqueness of your proposal compared to other proposal. And in some proposal, we need to give the competing books, whether from the same publisher or from the different publisher. We need to give the competitive books of those competitive books in this particular area. So how this is benefits to the audience, maybe in the level of undergraduate level, or in the master's level, or maybe in the postgraduate, like those kind of things. And what are the 3 key features and the content which it will value for the reader. So these kind of content. And see, as I told you earlier, we have to give the competition books or websites in this particular area. But this book is having that uniqueness, like no such book is available on natural fiber reinforced composite. That's why we just simply mentioned like there is no books available. But suppose if there is any book available in the area which you are selecting, you can just list out those books and the publisher name in that, because this will help for the reviewers to comment on your book. And we have to provide the table of contents of your complete book, which also includes the tentative list of chapters and the contributors for those chapters, and the publishing timeline, like within 12 months, like you have to submit the complete chapters. Like this is our commitment, like which we are committing with the publisher. And what are the specifications, like how many words will be there, and 30% of the manuscripts should contain tables, illustrations, references. Since this book is focused on finite element analysis, most of the books covered with matrices, equations, and those things. But in some books, we can majorly have the tables and figures as the major thing. But since this book is mainly focused on equations and those things, so we have committed with 800 to 1000, but it went to 1500 or something. But that we have to manage with the publisher, because sometimes once we commit with the number of pages, either we have to reduce the chapter in the later stage, or we have to remove some content in the later stage, or we can divide that book into part 1 and part 2 in the later stage. That all depends on the commitment or contact which you have with the publisher.
Yeah, I have question for this section. Just wonder that the number of the page that we propose here, is it gonna be like 800 to 1000 A4 size page, or is it, because normally the book that we publish is maybe not A4, and after typesetting, maybe the page number is different from this. So when we propose in this section, should we like estimate based on A4 size?
Yeah, this is just approximate. That's why you mentioned the name as approximate, and this is the typesetting number of pages, not the submitted pages. So after typesetting, the complete book should be in the level of 800 to 1000 pages. If it exceeds, sometimes the publisher will charge for those extra pages. And what we are committing here, the second part is 30% of the manuscript should be in tables, illustrations, and schemes and references. Later, the publisher will send you the file. Once you submit the things, the publisher will have how many figures you need it in color print, how many figures you need it in the black and white print, whether everything, they will have limitations. So once if we mention 30%, like if we have for each chapter, like they will split those 30% into each chapters. For example, if there is 30 chapters and each chapter should have maximum only 3 images, that restriction sometimes the publisher will give. That depends on the subject area and the subject area which you are selecting for your book. And finally, you need to give the list of reviewers in that particular field. Whether sometimes the publisher will use those reviewers for reviewing your proposal, or they will have their own database for the reviewers for reviewing your proposal. And as we mentioned here, we have to give the table of content along with all the along with the contributor details. So these are the table of contents of the book. This is the list of books with the authors and their email ID, because every authors will get notification for submitting their chapters directly from the publisher. And since Elsewhere is very unique and they have the online portal. As of now, only Elsewhere is having the online portal for submitting the book or book chapters. Even for proposal, like we can submit by mail, but once the proposal is accepted, like we have to submit the complete book, either it is an edited book or textbook or authored book, we have to submit completely in the online portal. But other publishers like Springer, Sage, Wiley and all, we have to communicate communicate with the commissioning editor only through email. So this is one of the example for the this is one of the example for the Elsewhere proposal. So what we are talking about was the Springer proposal, the same, like we have to give the biography, proposed title and the originality of your work, which is like this is previously published by other publisher, or in sometimes it's a translation to some books. For example, those books will publish in English, and later based on the country, for example Thailand, so those books, if some author can translate the complete book in Thai, the complete book can be translated in Thai and they can publish in Thailand with these publishers, because many of the publishers are publishing in their local language only, not only in English. Most of the publishers are publishing and they have the publishing house and all the publication related queries with their own country itself. And we have to select here like what kind of book, as I explained you earlier, like handbook, textbook, proceedings, or the contributed edited book, those kind of things. Is an author or edited work, and what is the length of what is the number of pages in the book, estimated number of black and white figures. This I was telling you earlier, like most of the publisher will ask this also, how many number of black and white figures or the color figures you need it in every chapter, and also for the complete book. So whether the book will contain electronic supplement. If some chapters, if they have the electronic supplementary file, so we can also include that in the print copy and e-copy of the book. So this is the submission date, like this is tentative dates, and this is the table of content, description of the book, keywords which they will use it for the marketing purpose, and the unique selling points, as professor was asking. We no need to mention in the book description. We have every publisher will have their unique selling points, who are the audience, what is the competing titles.
Excuse me, can you give some example of unique selling points that you have used it in your book project before?
Okay,
Example.
I'll show you. Okay, see, these are we have to list here the 5 selling features and the key benefits of the books. So this particular book is focused on ceramics and composite related to environmental field. So just you need to identify, as everybody will know or now, right? Like all the journals are now focusing on submitting with the graphical abstract and highlights. So this is mainly the highlights of your book, which they will use it as a selling points for the marketing purpose from every publisher. So mainly this we have to write about the focus on what exactly this book focuses on, and like these are some of the examples of how to write the selling points for your book. And just we need to select the audience or the market, competing titles, whether you need to select it, whether you need to publish in open access or subscription. Okay, if there is anything else we need to communicate along with the proposal, we can fill it here. Okay, this is the proposal form for the Springer. So, once you drafted your proposal, once you drafted your proposal for each publisher, actually this is for CRC, I can show it for CRC now. So this is for the CRC. Most of the publisher will have the similar content, but maybe in the different format, but the content of the proposal, maybe it will be similar, like you need to give the book descriptions, you need to give the unique selling points or the 5 highlights of the book, keywords, and the contributor details, co-author details, and how many pages, titles, or the tentative deadlines, color figures. So those kind of data are similar for all the publishers for their proposal. So this is for CRC, which have this is the title, and these are the editor's name and editor's address. And this is for the reviewer's information. We need to give the reviewer information for this. And this is about your book, maybe in 1 or 2 paragraphs, and who is the appropriate audience for this book, whether the undergraduate students or industrials or researchers or academicians, or whether it is a authored book or edited book. What are the specific disciplines, who are the specific disciplines will purchase your book. So based on the subject area of everyone, like you can write the specific disciplines of yours or those particular subject area where they will purchase your book. In some cases, in the proposal itself, they will ask about the case studies, whether based on the subject area and based on your proposal, they will ask whether are you going to include any case studies of any particular examples or applications in your book. In most of the cases, if we don't have, we will write no. If there is any case studies, or if the editor will feel like the case studies will improve the uniqueness of the book, so in that case we can include 1 or case studies based on the subject area we can select. And this is the competition book. And these are the 5 selling points of the book, and these are the brief descriptions and technical coverage of the book. Okay, this is some of the points which most of the publishers are asking now, like whether you will, whether you will submit your manuscript in MS Word format or in LaTeX format. As of now, like everybody is familiar with the MS Word format, so we will go with the MS Word format for submitting the manuscripts. Only Elsewhere is having a different portal, online portal for submitting their complete books or the book chapters. And this is the final deadline, like what is the deadline, and same like what is the number of approximate pages, how many figures, whether we will use MATLAB or any software coding or any video materials in your book. And also this is also one of the important point when we edit a book in engineering discipline or in science discipline. So the complete essay units of the essay units mentioned in the complete book should be uniform throughout the book. One more thing, once maybe in the initial stage or in the later stage, even if you are a book chapter contributor or if you are an editor of the book, alt text is one of the main thing like the publisher will ask. I think most of us might have seen when you turn the last pages of the book, you can see the keywords. You can see the number of keywords. First will be the first level heading, second level subheading, first level subheading, second level subheading with the page numbers. So this is exactly the alt text of the book. So publisher will ask from the either the chapter contributors or from the editors to give the alt text for the complete chapter or the complete book. Mostly alt text will not come for the chapter contributors. It will come for the book editors because the editors has to compile all the chapters with exact page numbers, and they have to prepare the alt text file with heading, first level subheading, second level subheading, and in what are the pages those keywords are available in the complete book. So I think most of us might have seen in few books when you turn in the last section of the book. So this is like for the figures and tables, like in what format you are going to submit, whether in some of them will submit in Excel file of the tables or else whether we will translate this in the Word file. So these are the formats, and these are the sales and marketing questions which publisher will ask during the proposal submission. And whether you need to publish in open access or no, these are the common for all the publishers. And similarly, we have to give the complete table of content with all the chapter details and the contributing author details of your chapter. And this is like, as I explained earlier, this is a short biography of the book editors, not for the chapter authors. We need to submit, even in all the proposal, we need to submit the short bio of the book editors.
What about the concern about copyright? For example, if our author take the picture figure from other books or papers, can we just take it? Or
I will come. Actually, I have content for the AI plagiarism and copyrights in the later. I will come one by one. Okay, this is for the CRC. Okay, so I have just shown you the proposal format for Springer, Elsewhere, and CRC. Similarly, other publishers will have their own proposal formats. So most of the proposal will have a similar content. So once if you decide your idea and the topic and the publisher, so you can draft and submit your proposal. Okay, and this thing, while submitting your proposal, how to submit the proposal? Like Springer will have their own portal for submitting the proposal. So once you completed the proposal, like you can submit it in the portal. Okay, here like you have to submit your book idea with those basic details which you filled there, and just upload the proposal copy and the CV of the editors and submit your idea. So this is like similarly Elsewhere also will have their portal for submitting the books. Okay, before submitting, we should take care of one more thing, whether we are going to submit it to the publisher directly, or most of the publisher will be running a series of books. So if you want to publish or if you want to submit your proposal in that particular series, we have to find out which series of that publisher we are going to publish. Normally series is like based on your subject area. I will show you. Okay, this is for elsewhere, and where you have to submit with like this. So here you can get the proposal form for the elsewhere, and you can send the proposal back in the email with this in the subject line. And this is the email for submitting for health science, and similarly for the science and technology, you will have the separate email for submitting the book proposal. Okay. Once if you submit directly to the publisher, what publishers will do? Publisher will first, they will assign the particular series editors for the book. So that will sometimes delay the process. So instead of that, if you want to submit it directly to the series editors, how to find out those series editors and how to find out what other series are going with that particular book. So this is for elsewhere. So in every publisher, you can find the series, complete series, what they are running on. So you will get a complete series which they are running. For example, if somebody belongs to mechanical, like if they want to submit some book proposal related to additive manufacturing and materials, so they can just go through this series. If the aim and scope of this book, aim and scope of this series will be similar to the one which related to your book, you can contact the series editor and you can submit your proposal directly. This will speed up the process. This will reduce actually a lot of time. This is here you can find here you can find for all the areas, not only for engineering, not only for science. You can find it for management. You can find it for medical. So you can find the complete elsewhere book series which they are running currently, and you can find the series editors for each series, and you can submit your proposal directly. So similarly for Sage, Emerald, CRC, Wiley, and IEEE, like or any other reputed publishers, will have their own proposal submission things.
So what your opinion about InTech publisher? I think, as I know, many of KMU TNB lecturer and my friend, many of us got invitation to publish a book in InTech publisher.
Yes, I should not blame any publishers here because it's all their business. But as of my experience and with my things, like InTech publisher is not the reputed publisher where we can publish our books, and later they are publishing many books only because of sending the invitations like this. But if you can see the editors of the book, or if you can see the content of the book and the way they approach the book was not similar to these kind of reputed publishers. So if you want to get benefit of royalties, like I think InTech will not pay any royalty for your book, and I think it's not indexing in Scopus also. So it is just a hard copy. It will just lie down. That's all. You will not get any benefits or the growth based on that book or book chapters. So it is better to choose the publisher and the format who are publishing, who is a reputed publisher. So in that way, I think InTech is not the good way to publish.
Excuse me, like one thing. If you want to check whether the book is under Scopus or not, we can go on Scopus and we can search that series name. Then we can find whether our book will publish under Scopus or not. That we can check also. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the actually important thing because as of now, everybody needs a Scopus or SCI publication in journal or the chapters. So in that case, everybody is putting their effort to write even the chapters or editing a book. So why to waste the resource, why to waste their effort? So just to get the benefit, first thing, that's why that is the first thing while doing it. So we need to select a proper publisher for this. So that should be the main thing, whether it is getting indexed in Scopus or not. We should check first with the Scopus portal, and you should select the publisher based on that. Okay, after submitting the proposal, what is the next step? So the proposal will go for the internal and external review. Internal editor's review is like inside the publisher. So before sending it for the review, the publishers will select whether this book is suitable to publish in their publishing house or not. First, they will shortlist or they will select your proposal in the internal meeting. Once if it is selected in the internal meeting, then they will select and they will send the proposal for the external review. So this is the stage which will happen inside the publisher. Okay, so we cannot control, or we don't have any control in this stage. So once you submit the proposal, your work is done. So it will go for the internal review first, and also it will go to the external review for technical validation, not for any formatting issues of your proposal. It will go for the technical validation of your proposal. Okay, once the normally most of the publishers will take 5 to 6 months for your proposal review itself. This is very less time actually. It will sometimes it takes 8 months, 10 months only for reviewing your proposal. So it's a long process. So once the proposal review is completed, the publisher will communicate with you with the review comments. Okay, what to do with the review comments is like we have to address all the reviewers' comments in the revised proposal, and we have to submit again the revised proposal along with the response sheet. I will show you some of the reviews which we have received, and also how to address those comments. And the revised submission and the submission of the revised proposal is similar. Like if you are submitting through email, then just communicate with the email, or if you are submitting through the online portal, just submit the revised proposal through the online portal as it is. But I will show you some of the review review comments, and also how to address those review comments.
Just a quick question. In your opinion, it is very critical to include big professors to be your co-editor, or if we are just regular researcher or lecturer, can we have a high percentage for success for our proposal?
Okay.
Is it very important to have big professor in the team?
Okay, ma'am, it's a good question actually. Sometimes, yes, having a big professor in your editor list will help, but also it will not help all the time. For example, even we have some experience on that. Okay, first 2 editors, and there are total 4 editors in the book. And the first 2 editors is just in the starting stage of their career, and the last 2 editors are the big professors in that particular field. Okay, so with that link, so all the 4 editors have drafted the proposal and submitted to the publisher. So as we normally thought, okay, anyway we have the name of those books. Anyway we have a name of that big professors, our proposal will go through, but it's not the way. And also the other thing is like selecting the editor in that particular topic of the book is also very important, because the publishers will that's why they are asking the CV and short biography of those editors. So proposal will have the background study of those all editors, whether that editor is from the similar field, and whether he has done research and he has published more articles in that field. So publishers will do all this background check. So sometimes there is a chance of getting rejected from the internal review itself. It will not go for the external review. Sometimes the publisher will reject the proposal from the internal review itself based on these kind of reasons. And also the first two editors were not having much research publications or the research knowledge on that area. So that is also the main reason which the proposal will get rejection.
Is this the same to author book case? If we, let's say, if I want to start author book project and I'm just like low profile researcher or lecturer, can I have a success in submitting the proposal?
No, ma'am. Similar way, like even if you are authoring a book in that particular field, all the editors should have the experience and the knowledge in that particular field. If you are starting a career, if somebody is starting a career, if they want to author a book in that particular field without having much research knowledge or technical knowledge on that field, proposal will not go through. It will get rejected from the internal review itself. So these are the review comments. So this is for CRC. Okay. So they will not reveal the reviewers' information to us. And this is actually the review form which the publisher will communicate to the reviewer for the review. Okay. Every reviewer will completely go through your proposal, and they will just make a comment of all the questions which they have been asked by the publisher. So this was one of the question, why there is a need for this book, whether
Sorry อันนี้คือเขาแสดงให้เห็นว่ารีวิวเวอร์ของสำนักพิมพ์นี่คอมเมนต์ proposal กลับมาให้ผู้แต่งยังไงนะคะ
Okay. And whether this book is a classroom potential for the senior graduate and graduate level, because in the proposal form itself they might have asked under what category this book belongs to, whether it is undergraduate or senior graduate or those things. So the reviewer will also judge about the things, and also see probably at graduate level, less so at the senior level, especially it does not end up costing. Cost also matters, because once if you see the CRC proposal, which I have seen before, they will ask the estimated cost of your book which you are proposing. Sometimes if we propose more like $400, $500, the publisher cannot sell that particular book with that particular amount. So they will not accept those kind of books. So we need to compete with the competitors. Even we have to do the background check of the competing book also. Sometimes a competing book may be selling with $100 and similar kind of area, which is not direct related to that. But if you want to sell it in $400, then that will not work. See, they have frankly written as at this price you may not sell too many copies in general and very few indeed to the undergraduate students. So once if you are focusing a book mainly on undergraduate and senior graduate levels, so you should mainly focus on the cost of your book also. So that's why, like, if you see my finite element analysis book, even the book is almost 1,000 pages. So it is very difficult for the undergraduate level or the graduate level students to buy and go through for the study. So the book should be short, concise, and it should focus mainly on that subject area. So with the lower cost. So that is actually, that all depends on based on the competing books. We should have the background study of the competing books in that particular subject area. And these are the audience worldwide. So these are the comments actually. Reviewers will literally send you a detailed comment on your proposal. It's not so easy that all the book proposals will go through for the final stage. If you can see or read this kind of review comments, you will get fed up with the why to edit a book sometimes. Okay, how do you feel the level of writing style? So those like they once, that's why we need to submit the list of contributors. Sometimes, like not sometimes, most of the times, every publisher or the reviewer will also go through the contributors list. So if you are giving a contributors list focusing on one country, they will not accept. So it should be worldwide, like it should be in diverse countries. Like you should have, suppose if you are having almost 30 chapters, you should have authors in almost many countries. If you focus only on one particular country, if you have 30 authors from one country or from one group or something, it is very difficult for the publisher to get it for their marketing and selling purpose. So that's why they need a global audience for the book and the global contributors for the book.
Just to confirm that we can also propose the book in other language, not English too, right?
Yes,
For
yes,
example, like Thai language,
Yes.
German language, Hindu language.
Yes, even elsewhere, Springer is having their publication house in Thailand itself. They are publishing the book in Thai also. So it's not compulsory to go through in English, even if anybody, like if Thai persons are familiar with writing their books in Thai, that is also possible. So these are the review comments which we will get from the reviews. Like normally these are the closest competitors which they will copy paste, and they will also do the background check. The reviewers will also do the background check. So how much do you expect to pay for this? This is like, these are the comments from the reviewers. So we need to address, actually in our proposal we addressed as I think 200. So here it is, they are telling maximum. So why there is a reduction? We need to, like, maybe we need to change the proposal, or we need to defend those questions in the revision. So, okay, these are like the review comments which we received. So we have to revise the proposal, and we have to submit the proposal again along with the review comments.
ก็คือเมื่อกี้เป็นรีวิวเวอร์คอมเมนต์นะคะก็เดี๋ยวเขาจะแสดงให้ดูว่าตัวอย่างที่จะเขียนแก้ตอบกับรีวิวเวอร์ไปให้พับลิเชอร์เป็นยังไงค่ะ
And I'll show you another example, and this is for the elsewhere. They have not identified they have not revealed the reviewer name, but maybe unfortunately they might have revealed the university name. Okay, and these are the questions which they will ask to the reviewers along with your proposal. So in this way, like we will receive the review comments for the book. This is the second reviewer. Now only I'm checking. And we need to prepare the response sheet for this based on this is reviewer 1 and reviewer 2, what they have mentioned for this question, and what is your response. So most of the times, suppose if your proposal is okay, if your proposal is good enough to get published in that publisher, just to reach more audience and for their marketing purpose also. So most of the reviewers will not comment much. Sometimes they will comment you to change few chapters, change few contributors, or to include a few chapters based on include few chapters in this area. Or if there are any similar chapters, they will ask you to club the chapters as a single one. So these kind of things will happen normally. And in the similar way, like we need to address for all the comments, and we need to submit the revised proposal to the publisher. Okay, so you have submit. So we are in this stage now. Like we have submitted we are in stage 5. So we have submitted the revised proposal. So what is next? So next is like your proposal. So if the revised proposal is okay for the publisher and for the reviewer, they will send it for the review again to the same reviewer. Sometimes it happens with us for the few times, like the same proposal, it might have went to some different reviewer in the second stage of the revised proposal. They will again raise their questions. So we have to address that, we have to submit. And it may happen that it will not go to the same reviewer again, it will go to the different reviewers in the third stage. Again, they will raise the question. So normally, as I mentioned to you earlier, the review process will take almost 4 to 5 months minimum. So once if you keep on sending to 2 reviewers, 3 reviewers with different reviewers, so sometimes the proposal acceptance will take almost a year for your book proposal to get accepted. After that, submitting the chapter, inviting the contributors, and the final book may come out after 2.5 years sometimes. So it's a long process. You need to commit until that 2.5 years, whether even after the proposal stage, you have to be in touch with the contributing authors, and contributing authors regularly, they will send you the rough draft, you need to correct and give your comments for that. So everything over, then if all the chapters are complete, we will submit the final chapters to the publisher. Publisher will take almost 6 to 8 months or almost a year sometimes, because that is based on the queue which they will have, because they will have so many disciplines and so many books in the queue. So they will publish one by one. So based on that queue, sometimes your book will get the proofreading stage after 6 months, 8 months. So if you are editor, sometimes you might have invited a contributor now, okay, for example in the month of January. So your proposal will get accepted, and the contributors will submit the chapters in 5-6 months, but all the contributors will not submit or stick it to the deadline. So in that case, your book might be taking almost 2.5 years to get published, and the contributing author who has submitted the book in 3 or 4 months will not have patience. They will keep on asking you about the status of the book. So in that case, you should have that patience, you should have that contact with all the contributing authors. So there's nothing in your hand, because you need to, these all factors are for relating to the edited book. If for example, if you are writing a authored book with only a set of 3 to 4 co-editors, that doesn't matter. It all belongs only to that 3 or 4 co-editors, that's it. But if it's an edited book, or if sometimes 20 chapters, sometimes 30 chapters, you have to be in contact with almost 40-50 contributing authors regularly. So it's a long process, and you should have patience and dedication to complete the book. Okay. And
Excuse me, I just want to add one more things. Like in case, for example, because of one author or 2 author, we are getting delay for 6 or 7 months. Then we are the editor, we are having the authority, like we can decline their chapter also, and we can proceed with the remaining chapter. That is also the option. And another thing is, like if we want to make little bit easy, maybe we can go with starting with like 12 or 15 chapters. Later on, based on our experience, we can increase more chapters in the book, but we can start with 12 or 15 chapter also. Okay, thank you.
there is no minimum requirement for each publisher, like you should have minimum is there, but there is no maximum. At least you should have 10 chapters, that is the minimum. So you can go with the 10 chapter. If you are like starting as a new book editor, like you can go with 10 to 15 chapters, as Dr. Manoj mentioned. That's enough, because once you go with the more number of chapters initially, so that will make more complications for publishing that book. So my guidance is, like if you are starting a book as a new editor, so just draft your proposal with only 10 to 15 chapters for the first time. Okay, once your revised proposal is accepted, so you will have communication with the publisher to sign the agreement and contract copy of your book. So in that agreement and contract copy, all the editors and co-editors has to sign, and also the publishing manager from the publisher will sign for the document, and we will get the copy of that agreement and contract copy by mail. So what are the things will be mentioned in the agreement and contract copy? Is like we should stick to the deadlines. The deadlines will be mentioned like when you have to submit the first draft of all the chapters, and what are the copyright things you should take care for all the chapters, what are the guidelines, templates for the chapters, and what are the benefits, like in case of royalty, what is the royalty percentage you will get for those particular books, and how many copies of the book each editor will get. So there are many things they will mention in the agreement and contract copy. I'll show you the list of, I will show you just one contract copy of Elsewhere. So this is the Elsewhere publishing agreement copy. So they will mention all the editor's name. So when you should deliver the manuscript, and what are the permission files, what are the, and they will assign you the publishing managing editor during the process, and the publishing managing editor will be in touch with all the editors from the starting to the end for the formatting, technical things, and until the proofreading and production, the publishing manager will be in touch with the editors. So if you, so these are like how to edit the manuscript and what are the publisher's responsibility. And here, like you can see about the royalty here these are the royalty things. So normally it will start from 9%, but it all depends on the subject area, and also it depends on how you are like demanding your royalty percentage. So for us, most of the books we have 9, most of the books we have 14, 12, 18. So it depends on the subject area of the book and the demand of the book. So this royalty percentage is not fixed for all the publisher, for not all the books. It all depends. Only Elsewhere and some publishers is having a lifetime royalty, and some publishers are having a single payment. Like once you publish the book, they will give you some money, that's it. After that, if you get citations or those things, that may be your benefit. But in some publisher like Elsewhere, Springer, and Wiley, will have a lifetime royalty. So once your book is getting published more in a year, so you will get 9% of the sale as a royalty for each of the editors. And also the Elsewhere will have one-time payment also. Once you submit the first draft, they will release half, like $500. Once you submit the second draft, they will again release $500 for each editor. This is one time, and apart from that, Elsewhere, Wiley and Springer will have the lifetime royalties of those books.
So just to share, like sometime I heard from big professor that when the proposal is approved by publisher, if you are famous enough, sometime publisher pay you like 200,000 baht approximately for starting the project, and after you publish and your book is sold in the market, you will get additional like 10% royalty fee. For example, if your book is $200, then you get $20 per books, and that's the money that we can get from selling our book. Especially if you are editor of edit book. This means every time, even you are not author for the chapter, but you can also get the royalty fees.
Yes,
that is the
not only for the sale. Sometimes we also used to get copyright from online for any figures or for those complete manuscripts, right? Even for getting the copyrights, also we will get 50% of the copyright money as a royalty. That is also mentioned in the contract copy. Like if you have seen translation rights, if somebody, like if any figures or images is in English, if somebody is getting a permission for those figures to translate, if they are paying the money to the publisher for the copyright things, so we will get a royalty of 50% of those translation rights from us. So similarly, like online access, reprint, localization, subsidiary, even for the figures, tables, which if they get the copyright permission, suppose if anybody is getting copyright permission for your paper or for your chapter from or from your book, you will get the royalty for all those things.
Thinking like another thing, like if we published our research work in the journal, we don't get any money. We don't get any royalty fees. Yeah, and sometimes we have to pay for open access fee. But in the case of book, we can get the money from what we write.
Yes. And as I mentioned here, this is the advance one-time fee payment for elsewhere. Once you develop the manuscript and for signing the agreement, you will get $500. And once you completed upon delivery and acceptance for the publisher, so you will get again $500. This is one time, but apart from that, royalty is the lifetime thing. So these are the like contract copies and how many complimentary copies each editor will get. See, this comprises 3 print copies and 1 electronic copy of the book free of charge to all the editors. But in some book, we can see, or they will give the option of giving one print copies to all the contributing authors for all the chapters. That also happens. So these are like the contract from the publisher, and this is the publishing director. They will also sign, and we the editors will also sign in the book. And yeah, they will mention about the format for delivery, how you have to submit your manuscript, what is the approximate words, pages, illustrations, keywords, and this is that deadline. Like they will mention the deadline which we have to stick it for submitting your manuscript and for the final book also. So this is just a sample for the contract copy or the agreement copy which we will get, and here we will finalize the deadlines and the benefits which we get from the benefits which we get. Okay, then once contract is done, once your book proposal is done, then contract is done, then what is the next stage? In some case, you might have already invited the contributing author, but in some case, you might not have invited the contributing author during the proposal submission stage. You can invite the contributing author for those chapters which you proposed. And once all the contributing authors are finalized, and you must share the guidelines or the templates or the manuscript submission, chapter submission guidelines for each chapter to all the contributing authors. So they should follow the guidelines or the templates for submitting the manuscript, for submitting the chapter. And once it is done, so they have to submit their chapters. So except elsewhere, till now all publishers we have to submit the chapters only by email. So elsewhere is having a online portal where it is not much difficult, but it's very easy procedure to submit your complete book or the chapter in ELSA. Dr. Manoj will explain you about the ELSA and the other procedures.
ระหว่างรอเขาเปิดอันนี้อธิบายเล็กน้อยนะคะคือเดี๋ยวมาโนชอะค่ะดรมาโนชเขาจะแสดงวิธีการเขียนคอนเทนต์บุ๊กแชปเตอร์ในแพลตฟอร์มที่ชื่อว่า ELSA ค่ะ ELSA นี่เป็นแพลตฟอร์มออนไลน์ของ Elsevier สำนักพิมพ์ Elsevier ที่ผู้แต่งจะเขียนคอนเทนต์ในแพลตฟอร์มนี้ค่ะก็จะให้ดูว่าทำยังไงบ้างอะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะ
First of all, like we have to open ELSA elsewhere page. Like you can type here.
But basically, when we are about to upload our content in ELSA, we have to get the invitation link from publisher first, right?
Yes,
So this
yes.
means if we are author of the chapters, the editor and the publisher will send us the link to get into ELSA platform, right?
Yes, ma'am. Once we are submitting the proposal form itself, we will give the list of contributing authors along with their email ID. So all the contributing authors will get a separate invitation from the publisher for accepting the invitation. After accepting the invitation, that particular chapter will be assigned to that particular contributing author. So only that particular contributing author can have access of that chapter which he is going to contribute. So he has to write or upload the chapter in that particular portal.
For example, if I am the editor and I want to invite people, what we have to do, I will tell.
These are the list of books Dr. Manoj is currently editing, or if you accept any chapters also, that will also get displayed in this ELSA portal. If you have books, edited books, authored books, or if you accept any chapter for writing, all the things will be displayed in your ELSA login. So once you logged in, like what is the next step is?
Like after login, we can see all the projects here. For example, this is the book. If you'll go inside of this, just a minute, you can see all the chapters here.
Since he is the editor for that book, now he can see all the chapters of the book. Suppose if you are the contributing author, then you cannot see all the chapters who is contributing and all. So only that particular chapter which is assigned to you will get displayed in that portal.
For example, these are the editor's name here. These all are editor's name. And this is the book chapter which I am editing. If you'll go inside, like here I can edit this book.
Here he has accepted this chapter for writing.
Chapter number
so
9.
only one particular chapter will get displayed in his login.
Like this is the content of book. Right now one of my co-author has using, that's why I cannot unlock and use. But these are the options I will show in another book. For example, we can open this book. And initially we have to start with the table of content. Like if you are the editor, we have to go in table of content. And we can edit the table of, like initially they will upload, like publisher will upload the list of table of content which we have provided. Later on we can change also, like those names and table of contents are a little bit tentative. We can edit also, like you can go to edit. See, this is the list of contributor which is uploaded by publisher. I think I can.
Like you can see that ELSA generated.
Yes.
So once you submit the revised proposal, and after that you need to submit the list of contributing authors with their chapters and email IDs. So that will automatically generate the table of contents and the contributors list. And all the contributors will get a email directly from the elsewhere.
For example, this is the first chapter. What we can do, we can edit here. If you want to add any author name here, you can go here.
Suppose if you are an editor, you can after the proposal acceptance stage also, you have that flexibility to add some chapter or remove some chapters, or you can, if you want to change the contributor of that particular chapter. Sometimes what happened is like some contributing author will accept one chapter and he will forget. so he will not respond to your mail. So that chapter is compulsory, and that chapter is much needed for your subject area. So you can change the contributor of that particular chapter, and you can assign to the new contributing author. So those all things are flexible in elsewhere, so you can do on yourself, like you can change the contributing author of any particular chapter, or you can remove the chapters, you can edit the chapters, whether if you want to change the title of the chapter which you initially proposed. Those all things are having the flexibility in elsewhere portal itself.
And you can go here like create now, then you can give the name and email. For example, you can give your name.
If for example, if the author is already having few chapters, or if the author is already in ELSA, if you type the email address, then all the details will come. If they don't have the login, if the contributing author is new, or if the editor is new, then you have to enter details. See, once I entered my email, so the user with this email is already in the system. So we can add this user into this chapter. Whether who will be the senior contributor, if the particular chapter is having 4 or 5 co-authors, who will be the senior contributor? You can select the senior like the corresponding author. Similarly, like corresponding author, who will be like the senior contributor for this chapter. So you can select this, and once if you added the author name, you just need to select click and here, and after adding, the invitation will not go immediately. You need to click the publish and invite, so that the invitation from the elsewhere will go directly to that author for accepting the invitation.
Like for example, if I'm sending invitation to Dr. Satish, I can publish and invite. Now like pop-up message will come like this, like he will receive the ELSA email, and if he will accept that email, then he has to, either if he is having account, then he can log in. If he don't have account, then he has to register, and after registering, then same way, like he can see the chapter like I am seeing here. Just a minute.
Before uploading the files or document in ELSA, as like similar with all other publishers, you need to prepare your complete chapter in the Word file with abstract, keyword, as similarly like a review paper or the manuscript which you prepare. Then it is very easy to upload those things in the ELSA. So this ELSA is only for the elsewhere, and for the for Springer, Wiley and other publishers, you no need to upload your chapter anywhere. You need to submit it to that editor. Like if you are an editor, you need to submit to the publisher. If you are a contributing author, if you are contributing any chapter in any particular book, then you have to submit your chapter to that particular editor.
Like for example, if this is the book and one of the chapter from book, like I can show how to import Word file here. Like why option is not coming?
Yes, I agree to Dr. Satish that we should prepare a Word file, but not upload real time in ELSA, because as you can see, sometimes if our internet connection is bad and it has just auto save, and sometimes when you write a lot of content, but it at the end not save, and you content is gone. Yes. So that's why it's good to prepare in the Word file.
Still elsewhere.
I experienced before actually.
Okay, but still elsewhere, as there are so many bugs, still they are keep on fixing their websites. So it's better to write the complete chapter in the Word file and upload the Word file into it. That will be the safest and easiest way to do it.
Like for example, I can upload any Word file here. You can go, then you can browse any Word file. Maybe we can upload this. Okay, it's here now. Now here, like we have to select what are the reference option we have taken, so that it will automatically cite our reference also. For example, whether you have taken in subscript form or square bracket. For example, if it is square bracket, we can click here. Then in the reference as well as in the bibliography, both place it should be in a square bracket. Then you have to start importing.
If you are a new editor for the elsewhere, elsewhere will also give the training for how to handle this elsewhere, how to handle this elsewhere portal. And also there are so many YouTube videos available of what are the options which we need to see while uploading the chapter or while sending the review comments through ELSA, how to accept the chapter and how to transfer the chapter to the next stage. So already we have so many YouTube videos on it. Or if you are a new editor, then elsewhere will also give you the training for how to handle this online portal for editing the book.
Yeah, like there are so many help files are available. We can use that after uploading. Like see, actually this is the figures on that was available in the book proposal, so that it came here, and another content is here, you can see. But we can edit also, like in Word file you can delete anything, you can write anything, you can do here. And for citing our table or figure, what we can do, just we have to, for example, if this is figure 1, what you can do, you have to go in insert, then you have to call any figure. If figure is already there, like this image is showing here, you can upload so many figures here also. If for example this is figure 1, it is showing, you have to insert here, and after inserting you can give the like any name, for example book. Then you have to call out this figure, for example you are going to call out here, then you have to go to call out, then you have to select figure, and just a minute, why no? Now it yes.
Actually, the uploading procedures are, it will take more time, because uploading a chapter will take almost half a day to complete one chapter. Once you are finished with the Word file, sometimes it takes half a day to upload one chapter to complete it, because there will be so many alerts which you need to take care to clear it before submitting the chapter. Like they will ask you the AI disclosure, permission files. So okay. Once we are now into the writing stage, so we should focus mainly on how to write it, and what are the copyright things we need to take care, and AI disclosures, plagiarism percentage of those chapters.
Yes, actually nowadays most of the people, they are using ChatGPT to write either book chapter or any paper also. Like using any AI tool is okay, but we can take the idea, but completely, for example, completely copying and pasting is not good idea. Just
most of the AI contents will not show plagiarism. So what people will have the idea is like, okay, anyway we don't get the plagiarism percentage, so it is good to use those AI contents into the chapter. It's not like that, because nowadays there is so many online tool or many tools available to detect your AI percentage of the content.
For
and
example,
Manoj will show you some of the similarity reports. That means the plagiarism report of the same chapter and also the AI report of the same chapter. Plagiarism report will have only 5% of the plagiarism, but the AI content is 83%. That means the most of the contents are completely from AI, so which does not reflect in the plagiarism detecting software. So many of them will have the question whether this is the ethical way to do it, or is it correct to do it? No, exactly not. Because maybe in this technology advancements, maybe in the later stage, even they will find out a tool to detect completely the AI things.
Like you can see, this is one of the book chapter showing only 5% flag. But if you'll go to AI report, like this is generated from Turnitin software. If you'll go here, then you can see this is like 83% AI detected, and it will tell also like whether it is refreshed by AI or what. Like there is no refresh from AI, but 83% content has been taken from AI. It is better, like we can take the idea, we can create table of content, we can take the idea, but it's better to write by your own. For example, I want to create a proposal like of Dr. Satish. What used to do, we can go to chat GPT and we can ask like create table of content. I can show maybe also create table of content for this book, maybe something will come.
See, but using of AI and ChatGPT is not wrong, but we should not completely rely on that, and we should not copy the content completely from that. After that, at least you need to paraphrase the things, or you need to maybe sometimes you can get the idea of what exactly we need for that book or book chapter. That is fine, but getting the complete content from that and simply copy pasting as a chapter or the book is not the ethical way to do it.
Yeah, like you can see here, you can see table of content here. It has given, but it is better if you'll go and see what are the book published and what are the chapter they have published. Based on that, you can take some idea, you can search. Then later on, you can edit these things, then you can use. But simply copy pasting and using is not good idea. Similarly for content like book chapter or any figure also.
Just to share in my opinion as the editor, sometimes author would like to know how many percent of AI writer in the chapters or even in the manuscript, how many percent that editors like me or publisher cannot tolerate. For my opinion, myself, I set at like less than 20%. If I found the detection is more than 20%, I cannot accept that, then I will reject it. That is my opinion. What about you?
As editors of the book, normally we kept less than 10% for the book and book chapters, because 20% is more. Once you compiled almost 20 or 30 chapters, if every chapter is having 20% of the plagiarism, then your whole book will have most. So that's why we kept as we used to check the plagiarism, and we kept as benchmark as less than 10% for the books and books chapters. Sometimes some of the journals will accept maybe some review articles if you have 15%, 20%, most of the journals will accept, but it is better to write and to maintain the benchmark as less than 10% for the book and book chapters in order to avoid the conflicts in the later stage.
One more thing, like in Turnitin, if roughly which I know, if it is the AI percent is less than 20%, even that will not detect. Then that time it will show 0 here. Then we can use little bit, but not more. If it is less than 20, then it will not detect here also. That
also from as an editor, I also sometimes even after detection, the percent of similarities and AI detector even less than 20%, I still reject, because when I check the detail of identity or AI writer, maybe a couple of paragraph, full paragraph is AI writer or like have 100% similarity. Even at the end of the day, the percent of similarity for the whole manuscript is less than 20, I still reject.
Yes,
So
yeah.
please, of course, we can use AI to help us, but we cannot use them to fully write for us.
Yes,
That
yes.
is the point.
That is true. And
also now it is very difficult for even the editors to detect which is AI written content when which is the author written content. So that is all because of the relationship which the authors and the publisher should have, because that will affect the author's career, that will also affect the editor's career, that will also affect the publisher if there is any conflict in the later stage. So that is why, so using ChatGPT AI is okay, but up to a certain level. We should not completely write a chapter or the book with AI. Up to certain level is fine, but we should be more careful rather than if we don't publish also, that's better than using ChatGPT and I publish the things. So that is what our personal opinion is. And also the plagiarism, as for so long years, plagiarism is the main fact, even all the journals and everything is focusing on. So we should have plagiarism of less than 10% in that.
Even nowadays people are using AI to create image also, and they will not even edit 1%, they will completely like publish those figures. That is not good. What we can do instead of that, we can take icons from open source, which is free, and those icons we can take the help of those icons and we can prepare our own figure. Like we can take the idea from that AI generated figure, but it is better to create our own figure instead of taking that AI generated figure.
Copyright, and for getting a copyright of the figures or the tables which you will reuse the published content in your chapters or the book. Actually, if you are an editor, the author, the contributing author of that particular chapter should take the copyright of that figures and tables which he has included, which he or she has included in that chapter. So editor should recheck it and communicate with the publisher for the final proceedings. So sometimes now, since open access is there, so if it is a open access published with license 4.0, so we no need to get the open access. So we no need to get the license for those figures or tables taken from that paper. If it is not, then we need to get the copyright from this Copyright Clearance Center website. So Manoj will show you the 3 different papers. One is from elsewhere, one is from Springer, and one is from elsewhere with open access things. Even for the book or the book chapters, we need to get the copyright of the figures and tables which we reuse from the already published content.
Like for example, if you want to use any figure or table from this paper, which is subscription basis and we cannot download, but we can get, we have to go here like get right and content. And we have to sign in or we have to register. We don't have any like ID. I think we have to sign in. Like right now Dr. Satish already signed, that's why it is showing his account. Now we have to select like for what purpose we are going to take the copyright. You can find like
reuse in a book or textbook.
Yes, like here you can select either reuse in book or textbook. Today we are discussing about book or textbook, that's why we have to select this. Usually for journal we are choosing this one. Now we have to select another thing, like whether you are from academia or what. Like we are from academia, we can select this one. Then like whether you want to use figure table or like who is the publisher of your book. For example, if it is elsewhere, we can select elsewhere. Usually if publisher is elsewhere, we are taking copyright from elsewhere. Usually money will come 0 here for copyright. But if we are changing the publisher to publisher, like we are taking copyright for Springer from elsewhere, maybe they can charge money, but usually elsewhere don't charge any money. But if we are taking copyright from Springer or another publisher, for example Springer to elsewhere, in that case maybe they can ask for money. It's better to check before publishing, because we should have copyright before publication. For example, today we will select elsewhere.
นี่คือเราต้องจ่าย publisher ถ้าเราไปเอารูปเขามานะคะ
Yes. Yes. Wait. Yeah. Now, whether you want to use full article or abstract or figure, usually we are taking figure or table. For figure or table, then like how many numbers of figures in table you are taking. For example, you are taking 2.
taken from that particular paper, not for the whole. Like
Yeah.
suppose, for example, in the from this particular paper, you have taken two image
Like
to get reproduced with your chapter. So you should get the permission for that two images from this login.
like copyright is for this chapter, like this chapter, and we are going to use for the book. It means how many figures we are taking from this paper, we have to write here, figure or table. Then like whether you are going, it is publishing only in print form or electronic, in both, then you can select both. Then whether you are the author of this paper, no, then no. Then whether you are going to translate, you have to click here. If translating, then okay. If nothing, then no.
If, for example, like as I told you earlier, if some author they want to translate some of the books in Thai, then they will be they might be translating all the figures, everything into Thai, right? So they should get the copyright even for that also.
Now you can see the quick pricing here, whether they will take any money or not. Like for example, it is coming 0 here. Then you have to like go and you have to give more details. Like for example, already these two books are here. Maybe I can open new one. Like here you have to give your like book. For example, this is FEA book. And who is the lead author? For example, I am the lead author. Lead author means anyone, either first author, second author, anyone can take, but we have to give one name. Then who is the publisher? Publisher is elsewhere, then you can write elsewhere here. Then expected date of publication, for example, December 2025. And number of pages, like number of pages of whole book, for example, 700. But this is not compulsory. Star 1 is compulsory. Then this no need to fill, they will assign the number. Now here you have to give detailing. Like detailing means which figure or which table you are taking. For example, like from this paper you are taking figure number 2, then you have to write figure number 2 at least.
Maybe that figure 2 might be in the different figure number in your chapter. That doesn't matter, but here you need to mention the original figure number from the paper.
From paper which you are going to use. Then who is the requesting person? Like I am the requesting person, Manoj. Then you have to write your full name. Then you can give university name. Then you have to agree the term and condition. And you have to accept. No problem.
Okay, here we will get the license details. Like you will get the license number and you will get the license date.
And from registered email ID, you will save email also, like you have taken copyright for this. And you should, email is okay, and it's better to keep it for you, like you can print and you can print this page.
For example, if you are writing a chapter in ELSA, if you are uploading a figure in ELSA, you need to enter the license number, license requested date, approved date in the ELSA portal itself for that particular figure. So you should have all these details ready before uploading the chapter in ELSA.
Like you can save this PDF for your future reference, and now like you can save. That's all. This is the procedure for taking copyright.
This is for elsewhere, and similarly for Springer also, we will have that copyright access, right and access. We will have the right and permission things.
Right.
So even if any paper belongs to Springer, if you want to get permission for those, like you will get in the similar way, it will go to the copyright clearance website. So you will get the permission. So this is the thing which even if the paper is open access, sometimes we need to take the permission. If the paper published with license 4.0, open this one.
Yeah, like if it is open access, like this is open access general, and you have to go here.
So in that website itself, it will show like this does not need to get permission. This paper does not need to get permission for the copyright. We can reuse and cite the content in any way.
We have to give
ขอ
reference,
ขออนุ
that's
ญาต
all.
ขออนุญาตไปนิดนึงอันนี้สำคัญมากเลยนะคะเวลาเราไปเอารูปมาจาก Open Access เราคิดว่าเราไปเอารูปเขามาเป็นของเราได้เลยอันนี้ไม่ได้นะคะ Open Access มีใช่เราอ่านฟรีเฉยๆแต่ว่าเราไม่สามารถเอาของเขามาเป็นของเราได้นะคะต้องขออนุญาตหรือเสียเงินเหมือนกันค่ะ
Only like for all the publisher, we have to find where is that copyright link option. Like for elsewhere and Springer, it is easy to find, but for elsewhere, for a very little bit tough. Like I can open some paper. Like here in Wiley, you have to go in tools, and here the right permission option is here. Request permission. This portal is common for all the publishers. Only we have to find where is that link for getting copyright. Then we have to do the similar process.
Okay, once you are done with your chapter writing and uploading, like during uploading, like they will ask about the copyright details and your AI, whether have you used AI or not, whether you cited all the figures, cited all the tables, cited all the references. If your chapter is complete, then you can submit. For example, here these are the alerts. If you are not particularly doing anything, so that will show us alert. In this chapter, we have not uploaded the abstract and keyword. So once you have uploaded the abstract and keyword, this alert will get removed. And once you cited all the references, this will get removed. And once you cited the tables, figures, and if you call out all the tables and figures inside the text, then these alerts will remove. And regarding permission, whether you have completed all the permission in the sense is copyright here, whether you have completed all the copyright details here, then if you are done with the copyright details inside the chapter, then this alert will get removed. So similarly for the AI disclosure, whether it will ask whether have you used any AI generative for assisting in this chapter, then if you want to say yes or no, then if it is yes, then we need to add which tool you used and also for what reason you used. So this thing also will remove. Once all the alerts will get removed, you can submit the chapter from here, like exit and send chapter. So this will move on to the next stage of the chapter. This will move on to the editor again, and the editor will review the chapter, and the editor will move to the publishing manager. Publishing manager will check all the formatting things, and it will move to the production stage.
You can see here, like you can show the substance.
These are
all the stages.
These are all the stages. So here it's like contributor draft. This contributor draft deadline they will give, it's of 9th July. So once you submitted the contributor draft, it will move to the initial editor review. So initial editor is like the in-house editors. In-house editor is like the book editors. Once it is done, we will give the review comments in this itself, or if you want to send it separately to the each contributing author, we can also do that. And they will submit the revised draft. Once they submit the revised draft, and final editor review will also be done by the in-house editors. Once it is done, it will move on to the staff review. The staff is from the publication house. They will assign the publication manager for each book. So once the staff review is done, then book will move on to that particular chapter will move on to the production. Until or unless all the chapters will get completed, the complete book will not move on to the production. So once all the chapters are complete, then the complete book will move on to the production stage.
Here you can see the deadline also. Like first deadline, like we have given, like these deadlines will be fixed by ELSA, but we have to provide the deadline. Like for first contributor draft, like submission from the contributor or author's book chapter author side is the 9th July. Then first draft they will submit, then we editors, we have to review and we have to send the comments via ELSA or via email also. They have to address those comments. Again, they have to send for review to us, and this is the final editor review stage. Like this date we have given like 1st October. It means by 1st October, editors should finish the reviewing process and they should send to staff review. And later on, like staff review usually for elsewhere, they are taking almost like a minimum 1 year almost. Like if it is October 25th, they will publish maybe in June, July 2026. Like this staff review and production process usually will take more time.
As I mentioned you earlier, why? Because of that much delay is due to the queue which elsewhere will have, because they will have long queue because of diversified subject area. They will have, here we can see the list of chapters or the books which you accept and what is the publication date of each of the books. See, for example, if you have seen, this book will get published in the year 2027. So for that, we have submitted the proposal in 2024. So that means what I told you earlier, it's a 2.5 years to 3 years process for a single book. So we submitted the proposal in 24, we got acceptance in 25, and the book will get published in 27. So it's a long process. But once it's published, then you will get citations for the chapters and the books, and also the royalty, and those things are there. So this is kind of investing your time. And once once you submitted your chapter manuscript, and the chapter will go for the internal review, which we have shown you, like initial editor review and final editor review, and it will move to the staff review and production. And during the production stage, it will undergo the proofreading and publishing things. So proofreading, each contributor author will get a proofreading first, and later on all the like the book editors will get the complete book for the proofreading. So this is the kind of proofreading we will get, because we can see uncorrected copy. So if we have any changes or corrections in that, we can notify it to the publisher for the modification. So this is the they will send you the online link for doing it. So if you want to change anything, if you want to do some modifications, or if you want to include or change the figure, whatever it is possible up to this stage. Once it is done, once it moved to the production, or if it is published, then we cannot change anything inside the content or affiliation or name, spelling mistakes. It's very difficult. So we should be more careful in this stage of the proofreading stage. So once proofreading stage is done, then it will get published, and the next stage is like after publication. So what will happen after publication is like, even if you are writing a chapter, or if you are publishing a book as an editor, what will happen is both the chapters and the books will get indexed in Google Scholar and also in the Scopus. So you can see the first figure. The first figure is the chapter. It's a chapter number 2 in one book. That book name, Hydrogels Based on Natural Polymers. So that book after publication, it got indexed in even Google Scholar and also in the Scopus. And we start getting the citations. Okay, so we will start getting the citations even for your chapters. If you are publishing a book as an editor, and that book will also get indexed in Google Scholar and Scopus, and even for the book, you will start getting the citations. Even if you're publishing a book or book chapter, you will get a separate DOI number for a single chapter also, and you will get a separate DOI number for the book also. So when the people start referring your book and citing your chapters or the book, then obviously you will get the citations for your chapter and book. And the second thing is marketing. So we no need to do any marketing, because publisher will do the marketing of the book. We have work until the proofreading stage. Once the proofreading is done, the publisher will publish the book and he will do the marketing for the book. If we want to circulate our own, like we can refer our book to our own peers or colleagues. And this is the handbook. As we did not mention what is handbook, it's also the kind of authored book, but handbook is in the form of large scale. So handbook is a very big thing. As of now, I think almost only 50 handbooks are there in the world in all the areas. So there is not much handbook is there, but handbook is like handbook is also like edited book. Like we will invite the authors who are very familiar in that particular area, and it should have correlation with each and every chapter. You want to do something with handbook?
Like handbook is like it will be like a step by step process. Like we have to start from raw material. For example, in case of composite, what are the constituents of composite, then how to prepare composite. It should be in proper sequence. It's not like we are randomly taking any chapter and putting. And book, we have to be more careful while editing, and whether there is any proper connection between all the chapters or not. Like this book should reflect a particular story of that topic which we are going to tell. And usually we used to divide handbook into 3 parts. Like section 1, section 2, usually it will have nearly like roughly 50 chapters and all over the world. And the best thing is most of the university, they used to keep hard copy or online copy of handbook. Like for this handbook, almost I think 50,000. This handbook almost like sold 50,000 copies already sold throughout the world. And
the cost of this book is 30,000 baht. One single book is 30,000 baht. It got almost sold more than like 50,000 copies of the book got sold already. So this is the advantage of the handbook which we have. And also like whatever the book, even if you are editing or if you are co-authoring a book, one main thing which we need to take care is like if you are editing a book, for example, if you are having 15 chapters, the content of the first chapter should not get repeat in any of the chapters. Each chapter should not get the same repeated content because sometimes the authors will not have that awareness of what content some other author is writing on their chapter and what he is writing. So we as an editor, initially what we can do is like we can give the table of content, like we can divide the section and subsection for that particular chapter and give it to that particular contributing author for writing it. In that way we can avoid the repeatability of the content in all the chapters. So if in that case, if it is repeating, then we need to inform the contributing author to delete that content and just to maintain the flow of the content and to maintain the sequence of the book. So we need to recheck it again and to maintain that flow in all the chapters. And second thing, and this is for the handbook and this is for the edited book. So we will get those books will get sale in the online platforms and the publisher will do the marketing for those things. And the other thing is like, as I mentioned you, the royalty. So Elsewhere is having the lifetime royalty, and even the other publishers are having a one-time royalty fee for that. So we will get the proper royalty fee from the publisher. This is one of the advantage. As ma'am was discussing, like from the university, we will have the advantage of keeping this as a additional marks for their promotion or increment and those kind of things. So these are the things for the book, even for the chapters. Okay, for the book, as I told you earlier, we need to submit a proposal. We have to get the acceptance of the proposal. We will select the contributing authors and those things. Okay, how to instead all are new, many are new. Then what the new person will because they cannot start writing a chapter now itself. First, they need to get familiar with writing a chapter. So how they will get the invitation for writing the chapter and how to select the particular area, the particular book who write the particular chapters. So normally everybody might be getting an invitation to contribute to the chapter, maybe from the editor or from the publisher sometimes. Like these are the chapters, these are already reserved, these are the free chapters available. So we can, like that, we will get an email. This is the one way. And the second way is like maybe in social medias or in the email circulations, we will get the brochure like this from different publishers or from the editors. Like these are the editors who are editing this book, and these are the list of chapters which they are doing, and these are the deadlines which we need to focus on, whether the book will index in Scopus or not. If you see the first one, there is nothing mentioned regarding the Scopus initial details, but if you see the second one, they have indexed that this book will get indexed in Scopus. So if you are a new or for this book or book chapters, if you want to initially select the chapter, first you need to select which book you are going to select for writing your chapter, whether that book will get indexed in Scopus or not. So based on your expertise and based on your research area, you can select a particular title or topic from that particular book. And the similar way, you can write the manuscript in the Word file, and if it is elsewhere, upload it in ELSA, or if it is in other publishers, communicate the Word file with the editor for the publication process. And a similar way, like if you are writing a chapter also, you will get proofreading. Sometimes chapter authors will get royalty, and sometimes chapter authors will get e-copy of the, like soft copy and hard copy of the book. So those are the advantages. That all depends on the editor, how he is making the agreement or contract with the publisher.
Me. What about this? So this means everyone in this room, for example, we can start working as the author for the chapter, or we can be the editor by proposed to publisher that we will start the book project. But let me talk about the first case. If any lecturer or the student or the postdoc in this room want to be author in the book chapter, what they can start? Do they have to wait for the invitation from the editor first, right?
They have to accept invitation first. Then they can contribute.
That's for the book chapter.
Yes.
It is the only way that we have to wait for the invitation from the editors.
Or what we can do, we can search on Google, like what are the book proposal people are floating, we can easily get, and we can email directly to that editor, because usually with proposal they will give their email. We can write like interest, consent of interest, like we are having interest in contributing book chapter in your proposal. In that way also we can communicate. Yes.
Second way is if we want to start the book project and we are going to be editor for the book. As the previous question I mentioned that if, for example, I am the not high profile researcher, and if we submit a proposal, maybe we have low success rate. So in this case, this means if I propose the proposal, I should have myself, if I am not high profile researcher, I also maybe ask for help from senior professor or big professor to be co-editor. So the big professor not only can help us to get more credit from publisher, but also big professor can help us to networking, to invite author for each book chapter. And also big professor can also give suggestion how we prepare the proposal and prepare the book, right?
Yes, ma'am, exactly.
Yes,
As I mentioned here, like if you read in the last line, your published book will allow you to connect with other scholars, open up the potential for future collaboration and providing opportunities to accelerate your career. So once you start a book and when you get a contact of almost 20 to 30 people who are contributing in the chapter, that makes the way for the future collaboration and for accelerating your career in that way. So this is a way which people can extend their collaboration. So that is why, as I mentioned earlier, each book should have a contributing authors from different countries. So in that way you will get a collaboration in different countries, those who are working in the similar field. Anyway, you are going to write your proposal in the area which you are working, and you are going to find out the contributing authors also from the similar area. So that will find the way for your future collaboration.
The best way to find contributing authors, like we can search on Google Scholar based on keyword, and based on their H index on those things, we can take the email ID of those contributing authors. We can email them, invite them, and most probably we will get some acceptance, then we can proceed. And another, the best thing is like as Dr. Sasish told, like it is almost 2.5 year, 3-year process. In that time we used to communicate like maybe minimum 30-40 times, and that is good time for our proper communication and getting proper collaboration. And in that collaboration will be maybe for a lifelong time. That is the one of the best thing with book.
Okay, so these are the things like for the books, and for the chapter it's like actually no details will be available in any of the website, like what is the ongoing book which they are currently working on with which editor. So we cannot find or we cannot go and contribute in the any chapters. One main thing is like we should get a personal invitation from that particular editor, or maybe in some social medias like this post, if somebody might have posted like this, then we will get the contact of those. Like that is the way to first initially start the chapters. If it is a editing, it's different procedure, like you will draft the proposal on your own, you will submit it, that's different. So that's the way. I think that's all for us. If any questions, then we are ready to answer for that.
So I think that is all for presentation. I think, and now we are should open for the Q&A. If any of you have question or like to share opinion, please do so. มีคำถามอะไรไหมคะ หรือว่าอยากจะได้ตัวอย่างอะไรเพิ่มเติมก็ถามได้เลยนะคะ มีคำถามเพิ่มเติมหรือว่าอยากจะดูตัวอย่างไฟล์พวกนี้นะคะก็ติดต่อมาทางกองส่งเสริมได้นะคะโอเค
Okay, before we close, I would like to thank our speaker for their great insight and everyone for joining us today. Now let's move to the final part of today's event. ค่ะก็ในนามของกองส่งเสริมวิชาการนะคะก็ขอขอบพระคุณท่านวิทยากรนะคะแล้วก็ท่านอาจารย์มารินีมากๆนะคะที่ได้กรุณามาแบ่งปันความรู้นะคะแล้วก็ประสบการณ์อันมีคุณค่านะคะก็รวมถึงขอบคุณทุกท่านด้วยนะคะที่ให้ความสนใจในวันนี้นะคะแล้วก็หากมีรบกวนทุกท่านนะคะประเมินแบบความพึงพอใจนะคะก็สามารถสแกนได้ผ่าน QR code นะคะก็อันนี้ก็เพื่อเป็นข้อมูลในการพัฒนากิจกรรมในต่อไปนะคะหรือว่าอยากให้กองส่งเสริมนะคะจัดกิจกรรมอะไรที่เป็นประโยชน์ต่อทางงานวิชาการนะคะก็สามารถใส่ข้อเสนอแนะมาได้เลยนะคะก็หวังเป็นอย่างยิ่งนะคะว่าทุกท่านนะคะจะได้นำสิ่งที่เราในวันนี้นะคะไปต่อยอดในการทำผลงานทางวิชาการนะคะก็ขอบคุณแล้วก็สวัสดีค่ะ